In this video, we delve into the Brown family, renowned for their appearance on the television show Sister Wives. This series sought to showcase the potential magic of plural marriage by offering the viewers a very honest glimpse into the Brown family's everyday life.
Ever again for the rest of my life, my commitment to my family is we're going to find joy.
Tragically, while Sister Wives initially served primarily as a source of lighthearted entertainment on TV, events took a dramatic turn in 2019 with the arrival of the Great Pandemic. Like many other families, the arrival of the pandemic had a major impact on the dynamics in the family. However, in the case of the Browns, it turned into a catastrophe, one which is still developing to this day. With this video, we aim to present a short overview of the family's story and then direct our attention towards exploring the transformation of Kody from family father to destroyer, the role of the wives, the impact that this fallout has had on the children, and finally, we cover what we can learn from this tragic turn of events. As always, the purpose of our videos is to share knowledge and insights which we hope will have a positive effect on the world. And while we might like to believe that the events of the Brown family are the odd and extreme example, the sad reality is that such tragedies are quite common and are a common societal challenge that deserves much more attention. With this said, let's dive into the video. Kody Brown was born on January 17, 1969, and raised in a world heavily shaped by the family's membership within the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints community, commonly referred to as Mormons. Mormonism is a Christian religious movement founded in the early 19th century by Joseph Smith. Mormons believe in the Bible as well as additional scriptures, including the Book of Mormon, which Mormons believe to be a record of God's dealings with ancient inhabitants of the Americas. In Kody's early years, the word polygamy, which is the practice of having more than one wife or husband at the same time, did not play a large role in the life of Kody. While polygamy is mentioned in the Book of Mormon, it doesn't act as a religious principle for the Mormon faith. But it does act as a religious principle for select religious sects within the Mormon faith, such as the Apostolic Unit Brethren. But one day, Kody's father, William Wynne Brown, would receive a divine calling towards the polygamous lifestyle. A day that would change the life of Kody in ways no one could imagine. While the choice of living a polygamous lifestyle would continue to serve as an ongoing source of struggle in the Brown family's relation to the Mormon Church, it would not deter Kody to follow in his father's footsteps and dedicate his life to the living of the polygamous lifestyle. Kody would end up with 9 siblings, and in April 1990, he chose to start walking down the polygamous path as he married his first wife, Mary Brown. Mary grew up in a polygamist family, had 27 siblings, and was, together with Kody, fully committed to the polygamist lifestyle. Kody Brown expanded his family in 1993 with the addition of Janelle, followed by Christine in 1994, and ultimately Robin in 2010. With one husband, 4 wives, and a bustling household of 18 children, The Brown family's story has captivated audiences since 2010. The series offers a surprisingly honest window into the complexities, joys, and challenges of their unconventional lifestyle and overall family journey. Like any family, the Browns had their ups and downs over time, but in 2019, a great pandemic hit the world. And in a flash, everyone's way of life changed, including the Browns, by disrupting family routines, changing relationships, roles, and so on. For some families, the psychological impact was minimal, but for others, it was a literal earthquake, where buried family shadows surged to the surface, leaving devastation in their wake. This was the case for the Browns, and everyone was, and still is, able to watch the destruction unfold from the comfort of their living room as it continues to escalate into the deepest realms of darkness imaginable.
I would like to say that I didn't care, but it still hurts.
We don't need Dad anymore.
While Kody may have assumed the role of the devil in the public perception and perhaps even in his own, our intention is not to reinforce this narrative. Instead, our aim is to not only explore the underlying factors that contributed to his dark transformation, but also to explain that this is something that could happen to anyone. We will examine Kody's transformation by studying his story, key moments, and scenarios, and through the lens of analytical psychology, attempt to understand how the Brown family could end up in such a tragic state. Kody grew up in a devout Mormon household, where his father, William Brown, maintained strict control. Much like his father before him, William was known to resort to physical abuse against his children, as recounted by Kody's brothers, Travis and Michael Brown. From a psychological perspective, this means for young Kody Brown that the father archetype who raised him was not embodying the values and qualities of the father archetype, such as protection, guidance, and wisdom. No, he unconsciously embodied the shadow of the father archetype, the authoritarian father who embodies values such as authoritarianism, control, abuse of power, and aggression, one he likely inherited from his own father. Growing up in such a home would present anyone with a high risk of internalizing this archetype, the authoritarian father, including young Kody. In simpler terms, being raised in a household like Kody's family, where his father was strict and controlling, puts anyone at risk of adopting similar behaviors and attitudes. For Kody specifically, growing up with an authoritarian father likely influenced how he sees himself as a man, how he views people in charge, and his beliefs about following rules in society. Essentially, his upbringing shaped his ideas about what it means to be a father, man, how authority figures should behave, and the importance of control and rules in life.
Like, that's my house and my rules and my family. Okay, now roll this way. Makes me mad at myself all these years that I haven't been what I would call more patriarchal, more in charge.
Growing up in an environment where an archetype such as the authoritarian father would feel at home would also put a young boy such as Kody at very high risk to develop psychological negative complexes. Complexes being patterns of thoughts, feelings, memories, and behaviors that are all tied together around a particular theme or idea. It's like a cluster of thoughts and emotions that are linked to a specific experience or situation in your life. The complexes developed in the psyche of Kody would very likely be themed around a sense of being unworthy, powerless, weak, and a deep-rooted belief that authority figures are inherently abusive. Thought patterns that would lead to a constant fight inside Kody, as he constantly had to suppress the feelings of inadequacy and anger, a state of suppression which was required to survive in the shadow of the authoritarian father, as failing to do so would be met with punishment. In a patriarchal, highly religious, and authoritarian household, exists a very likely emphasis on traditional gender roles, with limited expression or acknowledgement of feminine qualities. In such an environment, Kody would be very likely to actively suppress aspects of his anima. Anima being the term used to represent the name of the feminine energy existing within the psyche of all men. The anima includes aspects such as sensitivity, intuition, creativity, and emotional expression, which very likely would be oppressed in the home of young Kody. Furthermore, as Kody's mother adhered strictly traditional gender roles, Kody would be at high risk of idealizing women who embodied similar qualities as his mother, such as empathy, compassion, and emotional expressiveness, while assertiveness and ambition would be viewed as less favorable. However, if he also experienced conflict or oppression from female authority figures, such as his mom, he would also be at risk of developing a negative perception of women. In this case, the result would be Kody developing a twisted, shadowy version of his anima. If this is the case, then any wife, any woman in his life would have the idealized version of his mother projected onto them if they aligned with the projected qualities. And if they didn't, they would be exposed to the projection of the dark version of Kody's anima, and he would begin to resent them like nothing else. When Kody was a young adult, his father had his divine vision, which prompted him to follow polygamy, and the fact that Kody, even as a young adult, chose to follow his father's footsteps only reinforces the likelihood of the existence of strong patriarchal and authoritarian dynamics within the Brown family. Dynamics which instilled a sense of religious duty and destiny within young Kody, which would shape his beliefs about relationships and family structure. Furthermore, Kody's choice of following in his father's footsteps, and that he even pushed, together with Christine, for the creation of the polygamy-promoting TV show Sister Wives. Overall, this indicates that Kody had not only a deep desire for validation and acceptance within the familial and religious community, but a deep-seated need to defend and justify his lifestyle choices, possibly stemming from insecurities or a fear of societal judgment and rejection. All indicators of insecurity, a latent insecurity which has the potential to erupt given the right circumstances, such as an event of chaos and fear which he doesn't understand and can't control. Next time on Sister Wives, we will explore the stories and individual psyches of each sister wife, analyzing their respective roles within the family dynamics as we continue to examine what we can learn from the Brown family.